At night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Good evening. Good to see everybody. Got a lot of people showed up for this being the backup channel here. I see Dreamy Lynn Escape the Chains is here. Good to see you, dear. Got Art Akudo. He was telling me after weeks of being pummeled by Mother Nature, it was a beautiful blue day in Art's neighborhood. It was a beautiful day in the neighborhood for Art. And he was, I guess, assuming you were out putting around on your bike, hopefully. It would be the weather for it. So we got Barbara the nail pusher here. Her bunny ears are broken, so it was the broken bunny of Easter at the senior place I work at. The good old Easter bunny. That's something that changed too. In the Bible, now it says Easter. Instead of holding Jesus over Passover, they'd have held him over Easter. And I thought that was kind of funny because there was no such thing as Easter at that time. Well, there was, just not by them. They didn't call it that. Let's see. Am I missing anybody? And Renee Bernays, of course. Let's see. You know what we got to do here? I've got some maintenance here to do. We're going to go like that. And we're going to go like that. There. I've given out some power to people. So it was interesting. I just had a buddy of mine just left the house a couple minutes ago. And he doesn't know a lot of things. But there were certain things I was trying to ask him some stuff about the Mandela effect. And of course, with the Bible, you can just pretty much forget that. He wouldn't know. I could read Shakespeare to him and tell him it was the Bible. He wouldn't know any different. Not that he's just ignorant of it is all. Not been exposed maybe enough. I don't know. So anyway, I was looking for all kinds of things and I finally got him. And it's like what I have for the thumbnail of this video here tonight. Well, it was the Monopoly Man. Okay. So we have the Monopoly Man now. Is apparently never had I guess his name is Moneybags. And now he has never had the iconic uh, monocle. And for those of you that don't know what a monocle is, it's one of those one lens eyepieces, like you remember Colonel Klink on the Hogan's Heroes wore one. Mr. Peanut wears one, and that's one that people are all the time telling us that are uh, we're mistaking money bags for Mr. Peanut. Let me see something here. I just want to see what's going on. Is this actually supposedly we are live on Rumble. I'm going to check and see if that's true. Let me see if that's true. It is. Look at there. There I am. I think it's it is. Cool. All right, good. Because I'm going to put the link in for this in the chat. I should put it over in the description. I wasn't sure if this was going to work or not tonight. So now that I see that it is, let me see. Wow. So what's going to happen here tonight is when we want to get into some other stuff that YouTube doesn't allow us to talk to, we're going to kind of tell YouTube to piss off, and we're going to be strictly over on the Rumble, and then we can say whatever the F we want to say. You hear me? Dreamy Lynn escape the chains. You hear me? All you people that I'm going to put Ted Nugent hunted rabbits all day. Cool, Art. So this is going to be really cool. This is really going to be cool. Anyway, this guy got him on finally, the Monopoly guy. And I said, hey, I said, you know the Monopoly guy? He says, yeah. I says, you know that little thing he wears in his eye, that monocle? And he goes, yeah, like the guy on Hogan's Heroes. And I said, yeah. I said, he's never had that. And he goes, get the fuck up out of here. I says, no, man, he never had it. So anyway, he put me on the phone with a guy that he works for that is apparently pretty well versed in scripture, and I started explaining some of this stuff to him of some of the things that have changed in the Bible. And I'll tell you what, it was pretty interesting. It was pretty interesting because at first he's like, well, yeah, some of the newer understanding, man, you're not understanding. And I think this is the hardest thing for a lot of people to really grasp. Is the idea that this stuff is, it's not like somebody went and go down to the store and get a new Bible and it was just printed this last year, and they may have made modifications to various phrases and things to modernize the English or anything. It's not like that. It's these things have changed on people's shelves, like C3PO's leg. You know, there's people that recall that C3PO never had a silver leg, and now his golden calf is gone. Incidentally, a really great channel out there right now on the on some of these Mandela effects and stuff. His name is C3PO's Golden Calf. It's a good channel. He's putting some of these together like me. He's under the idea and the understanding that perhaps there is a message in these changes that we're supposed to take heed to. And I don't know why these dogs of mine have to come in here and have drinking and supper time every time I go online. But apparently they want me to be impressed with them. So yay, good job, dogs. So let's see. William Casey says, he said that once everything the American public believes is a lie, then we'll know our job's finished. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that's true. I mean, they want you to believe that you live on a ball spinning at phenomenal speeds, orbiting this at phenomenal speeds, and chasing the sun at some fucking fantastic and fathomable speed, but you don't feel it because of math. And there's no evidence of that whatsoever. It's just a fucking mind trip that they blow on you from the time you're a little kid. They put you through that 10,000 hour, 15,000 hour indoctrination program, 12, 13 years of your life of spending most of your time being raised by an institution rather than your parents, listening to bells and buzzers as opposed to listening to your parents and some of the signs that nature can give you. keep you under fluorescent light, which is unhealthy, for hours upon hours, let you out for a brief amount of time to play on the playground, then bring you right back in and cause you to let your right side of your brain wither at the expense of, or for the profit of, the left side of the brain, but not enough so that you actually think anything out, just enough so that you can memorize and regurgitate and make it miserable enough so that you go, oh God, and once I'm done with this, I won't have to do any more learning of anything anymore. Whereas learning stuff can be a rather pleasant experience, really. So I'm going to, let me see here. I believe that if I were to click on here and go over to my studio like that, go over into this video that we're doing right now, edit this to where in the description I am going to put down that this is my Rumble link. We're going to grab that right here. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to paste it. Now, damn it, I did this already. So you're probably going to have to, I did this verification thing. It's not clickable, so you'll have to highlight it and put it in your thing. I don't know why they're like that. But anyway, that's there. And I'm also going to put it here in the regular chat. So if you guys want to go over and check that out, I'm trying to get that one built up as big as I am my other channel in this one. I want to merge them all kind of together, but I want to have that over there on Rumble and have all of you be able to be notified and come over when I upload things, because there, if many of you know me, you know that there are certain topics that I really have to pussyfoot around and can't say certain words, like we say, jibby jab to mean the proper word for that, or the plague in lieu of what that was called. And we have to be really careful because YouTube is the feelings police for some reason, and there are people out there that get butthurt really bad. What? Oh yeah, they have us out there sunbathing. Get out there under those trails. Get out there under those trails, which don't exist, you conspiracy theorist. Jeez. Next thing you'll know, you'll be telling me you live on a flat earth. Conspiracy theorist. That's another one, but they want you to believe that horse shit. They want you to believe all this nonsensical shit. They want you to believe that what they're presenting to you on the world stage is actually happening. They want you to believe that there's people just itching to go boom boom on learning institutions for some fucking unknown reason. But of course they have to be inclusive with that, and they have to make sure that they cover the proper dynamic when it comes to that aspect of it. See how I have to fucking talk around shit? You hang tight here in a little while. I'll get some people up here on panel with me, and then we're going to go over there to fucking Rumble, and we're going to let it fly. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to talk about all that shit. So recently, more and more people seeing these lights in the sky, these strange aerial phenomenon. Jeebus Crisp, who many of you may know, he watches my show. He's got a channel on here too. Him and his wife Sarah. He's been sending me some video of shit that he's been filming in the sky here. He's always been catching stuff, but now he seems to be catching a lot more than normal. I'm seeing a lot more of it pop up in my feed on YouTube. I'm seeing more and more stories of the shit coming up in different news feeds. And although I don't really partake of the media, so to speak, I like to scan through and see what are they talking about. what's the gist of what they're trying to float? And I'm able to kind of get an idea as to what their plans are, what they're going to try to do next. It's one of the reasons I saw um, the events of the last 3 years. I saw it as though it had already happened when the first reports of people becoming ill in China first hit the story, the main headlines. I said, why are they pushing this about this thing in China? What's going on there? Aren't they kind of restricted and shit? I said, it won't be long. It'll be here. Watch. And boom, called it every time. Every time. It's almost like you can start unraveling their horse shit as they try to spin it, you know. Unfortunately, and look, there's a lot of people that fall for it. Right now, we've got um the rumblings of Trump and his recent arrest and how that's going to conflict with his possibilities of running. And they've set the trial date to be when the Republican National Convention is supposed to be occurring at the same time. There's a whole host of just bullshit involved in this that is designed specifically to make you angry. Okay. And what you have to understand is that both sides are in it together. Okay. All this rage you're seeing, they're trying to get something to pop off. Don't give them what they want. They're just trying to piss everybody off to the point where somebody just breaks bad and it sparks something, like a shot heard around the world thing. Don't fall for it, man. That's why they were doing this. They was hoping to get some people there and have some fights and some riots and shit happen in New York so they could have another insurrectionist, evil right-wing Republicans, and how the toxic conservative males and all this other fucking horse shit that they want you to fight about. And that's exactly what they were going to try to float, but it didn't get any traction. And that's good. Hopefully that's due to a lot of people waking up. Hopefully it's due to people seeing how he was. Did somebody say edibles? No, but but now that you mention it, they want everybody to get flip-flopped, all pissed off at each other. I'm sorry. I just find it hard to believe that there's that many trans people existing in the world in reality. I really find it hard. I mean, you'd seen, I think I probably would have had more exposure to this over my time on this earth. And although I have seen the occasional, not at the epidemic proportions at which they're trying to make me believe that it is. I mean, is this really an issue? Are they trying to make it an issue? I mean, I'm sorry. I just like to know where the hell all these people was hiding at prior to just recently. Seems like as soon as we had this pandemic, everybody became trans or something. Is maybe that a symptom of it? I don't know. But it looks like flip-flops are for lizards. So anyway, with these changes, I was trying to go, and I was talking to this guy, and he was into all kinds of shit about that Biden's a clone, or somebody wearing a mask and all this other, and I still trying to get it through to his head. And it finally got through to him that, look, here's what you're not understanding. This shit is happening. Okay? This shit is happening on people's shelves. It's not like they went out and bought a new copy of something or whatever. And the worst thing is, some people remember it, some people don't. So, myself, I love history, especially World War II, World War I, Civil War history, all that shit. I love that, always have. I've got the entire World at War documentary series over here on DVD. And you know, there's not a fucking thing in there about Torpedo Alley off the coast of North Carolina. Figure they'd mention something about that, but apparently over 500 ships were sunk by German U-boats just off the coast of North Carolina near the Outer Banks. Now, just about 2-3 years ago, I was just down at the Outer Banks. We took the ferry ride out and went to, what was the name of that? Okeechobee Island. We went out to that, and that was pretty interesting. And no mention of anything about that Torpedo Alley, or, you know, just out here off this coast, you know, so many sailors lost their lives due to German nothing, not a thing. Or the Black Tom incident. The Black Tom incident is insane. What in the hell? Ocracoke, you lived on Ocracoke Island. Barbara did. Awesome. Yeah, that was kind of neat, man. Oh, yeah, I took the ferry ride. Yeah, I knew there was a lot of those guys, but I didn't know they had a whole Navy, right? Yeah, I've heard that one before. So, no, it was kind of interesting. I had a good time. We went to, we visited Kitty Hawk, Kill Devil, you know, where they flew the Wright brothers airplane. You know, that was pretty cool. And it was very ironic because there was the sky was covered in chemtrails. I mean, just completely covered in chemtrails. Let me go over here and see if we got. I don't think I have anybody watching over here on Rumble yet, but we'll see. Anyway, I did put that in the chat, right? I'm going to put it one more time. Because then when we go, and then I'm going to put some of the things, and I'd like you to tell me some of your favorite or not favorite, whatever, Mandela effects that you have a great anchor to, or, you know, what was your first time noticing something was fucked up with this reality. So I'm going to put that in here. I'm going to paste it. And then I'm like, whoops. What happened? Oh, there I am. Okay, so this is the one. I almost pinned the wrong one. Ding, 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 ding. I see Mr. B out there lurking around. If Papa Smurf became real, he is SSUM now. Yeah, no, Papa Smurf's kind of creepy, man. I gotta wonder about that guy. How come there was only one chick? You ever wonder that? I mean, was she like, how'd that work out? Who'd she belong to? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you come and play in my neighborhood? Would you be my neighbor? So that is one big one that people remember, the Disney. So is there anybody out there that doesn't remember Disney? Everybody remembers Disney, right? So I'm up to the store here the other day, and I'm talking to these two ladies working behind the counter. And, you know, I'm pretty friendly with people anyway. And I says, hey, did you grow up watching Disney, The Wonderful World of Disney? And they was like, oh, yeah. And then even the woman said, yeah, Sunday nights at 7. And I was like, yeah, that's right. NBC, right? Yeah. And I says, you remember the beginning? They said, oh, yeah. And Tinkerbell would come out and make the little arc and then write Disney and dot the I and shit, right? And the girl says, yeah. And the other girl says, oh, yeah. And the little sparkles would fall. And I says, that never happened. You're like, what? I says, check. It has never happened. Go back and check. And I was back in there a few days later, and they're like, holy cow, that's really weird, because I know I remember that. And I was like, yeah, there's more. And so I hit them like with the Fruit of the Loom thing, you know, and they were like, no, I know that. Maybe they just changed it. That's always what people think. Maybe they just changed it. And of course, that's going to be your most rational explanation for such a thing. But when you go back and you look, it's like, no, It's always been this way. But then we find residue. Like, for instance, today, and I sent it to Brian Stavely. Let me see if I can bring that up. I saw it on TikTok. Let me see. Here it is. Come on. Do. Is this it? There it is. Okay. So it was like, it's the VW. God damn it. Can I do that? There. Ha. All right. So if I go like this. Wait, I didn't say play. Things got its. Oh, shit. I guess this one. Let me pull this up. We'll look at the front of the VW. It's the old, it's pretty badass VW though, really. But did you see that? Let me back it up just a little bit. There it is. So as you can see, it's all solid. There's no separator line. So ain't that cool? Ain't that cool? Renee Bernays had sent me some things and I had them on here, but my computer unexplainedly restarted itself and I lost a bunch of fucking links that I had up. So I'm going to have to go back and find them again. And she had found some residue in some old Twilight Zone episodes and things. Now, another thing that's been blowing some people's minds is the geographical changes. I don't know if any of you have noticed any of those or not, but on the geographical change aspect of this, okay, where South America seems to be shifted way east from where I remember it being, to the point where the Panama Canal is now stretched over. I mean, that whole little Central America seems it's been stretched over, and it makes the Panama Canal going north and south now. I always remember it going east to west. So what the fuck's going on there, man? I don't know what to do. What, you know, New Zealand, I always remember that being northeast of Australia. And now it's in a different location. There's a whole bunch of things, man. All of North America looks like it's gotten smaller compared to South America. Like somebody sucked the air out of one into the other. So that's another thing, is these geographical changes that have changed too. And it's like, what in the world? So this is really cool because I finally have got, let me look at something here real quick. Yeah, I have it completely set up now to where we are both on both YouTube and on Rumble at the exact same time. That's pretty cool. This is the first time I've been able to do something like that, and it seems to be a pretty cool thing. From what I understand, I have to go in and manually end it on the Rumble when I'm finished here. So we've done the screen share aspect, which is easy. Now I have to, yeah. So everything's going really good. Really, really good with this. I'm enjoying this. So I also, how they fuck with your so many people are having trouble accepting that these changes and shit are happening, I think it's because, well, I think there's different reasons. I think for one, some of them are just NPCs. Okay. Just go ahead and say it that way. I just think that there's a certain amount of characters that we interact with on a daily basis that are nothing more really than non-player characters. They just kind of fill a slot, maybe the barista at the local coffee shop, or the woman working at the Hilton, that kind of thing, the maid in the hallway. I don't know. It's sort of like, these aren't people that you can ever really engage in any kind of a meaningful conversation with. It's all very surface, just like you would in a video game. They seem to be very limited. But the thing that really gets me is when you bring these to some people's attentions, like, for instance, stuff that people have always known their whole life, like the Berenstain Bears becoming the Berenstain Bears. When did that happen? That's just insane. This is what I wanted to see. I don't know why that's doing that over on these tabs, but not on this one. Huh. Anyway, it's probably something weird. It's definitely something weird. What is this? Oh, some different thing. Must be Chrome or something. Okay. That's why. All right. I just learning stuff all the time here. But this is some of the things that we're talking about here that really get me. Now, there's people with this, and this was interesting. Okay. This one was interesting because the other day, I don't know. Okay. I don't know myself. I never got into Pokemon, but my son did. Not Ryan, the one y'all know, but my other son, Corey. Okay. He was really into the Pokemon. And he says he remembers it one way, but my grandson, who's just about to be 10, he remembers it this other way. You see? So that's kind of some strange shit. And when I told my son, I said, no, he's never had this spot on his tail. And he's going, no, fuck you. He's always had that spot on his tail. So I was like, no, apparently he has not had that spot on his tail. And so that kind of got him. See, it's different people. I think it's just like what Brian Stabley says. Everyone has been affected. This one here, right? The Berenstain Bears. It was definitely Berenstain. Now, my friend Jeebus Crisp, Tim, he tells me that he remembers the spelling as Steen because he was really into Frankenstein, and it was the Berenstain Bears. And, so he knew that spelling to be that way. Myself, I made a story about the Berenstain Bears having to hide out in the Three Bears' attic because there was Nazi wolves looking for him in the fucking woods, So, there's anchor. Why would, if it was Berenstain, I would have never even come up with the concept, you see? So there's different anchors. There's different anchors that everybody has. And like I said, Chuck in Tennessee's here. You're late. Not seeing anything. Not seeing anything where? Where are you not seeing anything, Mr. Chuck in Tennessee? Are you looking over? What are you looking for? Tell me. Hang on a second. But wait, there's more. Nuh-uh. You can't say that. But this is the one right here, okay? This is the one right here. This is getting people. And that's the Monopoly guy. So apparently, the Monopoly guy has never had the little monocle on his eye. Okay. And he's the guy on the left now. Incidentally, if you were showing pics a minute ago. Oh, you know what? You may be right. What was I talking about? Maybe I didn't show it. I thought I did. Is there pics on your screen right now? Can you see this thing with the Monopoly guy? Oh no, what the hell? Oh, well, that sucks, but hang on. Okay, so that's weird. Okay, so that is really weird. Don't understand why that's not showing up. Let me see if I can. Um, how about now? Yeah. What the fuck? All right, hold on. Wow, this is really weird. So if I green and I want to do that. Oh, does that one show up? God, come on, catch up, stupid thing. Yeah, there we go. No, it's me. So, oh, that's because we want this. There we go. Sorry. All right, there we go. So anyway, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. For some reason, I have two different browsers that I'm using, and I don't know why. So I'm going to end up having to, well, I have to live with it right now because that's who my stream is running through. So I've got Microsoft Edge over on the right monitor, and I've got whatever the fuck this thing is over here, AVG Secure Browser. I don't even know where that came from or why it's on my computer, but it's pissing me off. Anyway, we'll soon get rid of that. Anyway, there it is. Okay, so the Monopoly guy has always looked like this one here on the left. Now I got to go back and go through all those other ones. Hang on, let's see what we can do here. We go back here. I guess we do it this way. This isn't no biggie. So let me see here. There was another big one too. Yeah, see, here's the Monopoly guy again. Everybody remembers this guy, but he's always been this guy over here on the left, which is ridiculous. Brian Staveley has found a buttload of residue on that as well. There's another too. Chick-fil-A. Christian chicken. That's all. That's what we'll just call it that from now on. Febreze. I remember it with breeze, like the breeze. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, right? Now it's Eze. Look at this. Breze. No. I don't know if they've got any residue at all up here. Yeah, here's one. This is how I remember it, like a breeze of air, like the air running through or some shit. Nope, never had it. So many different things, and in scripture as well. Now this is just totally stupid. This one, okay, this is correct. This is how it should be, because you remember in Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Where'd they go? Down in Toontown. It was not spelled Tunes. It was Tunes. They called the little cartoon people tunes. And these are Looney Tunes. Okay. So I think loony is actually misspelled. Um, but I mean, this makes no sense. This would be stupid music, Looney Tunes. That doesn't make any sense to anybody anywhere. So just stop it. So, okay, just stop it. Every Tiny Tunes. Yeah. Exact same characters, but they're little babies. Yeah, I know. Some told me this flip flopped. Flintstones to Flintstones to back again. Does anybody know about that? Hang on. Oh, I fucked up. There. So I don't know. Is that when flip flopped back? Was that flint? Because flint's a type of stone, a type of rock, right? Oh, there's a guy messages me on Facebook, and he's started getting onto these, and he was like, "Oh my god, no, Chuck, no, it wasn't. It wasn't based on for the music on the cartoon at all, because there's a lot of the no, because you know what you mean, like when the sneaking up music, that no man, it's supposed to be Flintstones, but I don't know. No. See, so you have to wonder. Where do we go? Oh, that's why that happened. Okay. All right. These two browser things got me all fucked up in the wind here today. A couple more on here too I wanted to look at. Like I said, link is pinned to the top. Anybody wants to come on and talk about this, we're going to start getting into some of the events of the last 3 years at the last little bit of this show. This is another one too, the Oscar Mayer. The Oscar Mayer. Okay, so I remember this bottom spelling Meyer, but now it's always been Mayer. And both ways work in the song, and I know you're all doing the song in your head. I know you're all doing the song. My baloney has a first name, right? You all are doing it. Yeah. There you go. It would have been called Tiny Toons. Correct. So see, there's some of these things that we do, and I understand people try to look for, well, there's got to be a rational explanation for this. You know, there has to be something rational to explain how my entire, and it's just select things like, and even just the removal of a word or letter. Like in Leviticus, there's a passage where now if you don't have a lamb to bring to sacrifice, you may bring 2 turtles. And it's like, what? The Levites considered reptiles unclean. So no, that's wrong. Well, originally it was turtle doves. Okay. The word doves has been removed and now it's turtles, but carefully making turtles plural. So very select, and it's changing. Thou shalt have no other God before me, for God's name is jealous, and he is a jealous God. That's not, that doesn't sound right. We got Luke 19:27, where Jesus is telling people to bring his enemies and slay them at his feet. You know, the worst thing I ever remember Jesus doing is whipping the bankers' asses at the temple. You know, that was about as violent as I could ever heard of him getting. But you know, that just doesn't sit well. There's so much in there. Where 2 or 3 may gather in my name, I will be in their midst. Used to be 2 or more. There's a whole lot of something crazy going on, man. Now here's one. People swear they remember the peanut butter being called Jiffy, like this over here. Okay. But I don't, because I always remember the commercial that choosy mothers choose Jif, not choosy mothers choose Jiffy. It was choosy mothers choose Jif. Okay. And I remember because my mom pointed out, look how they try to make you look like you're a bad parent if you don't buy that kind of fucking peanut butter. This is how I always remember it being spelled. But there's many that remember it being Jiffy. Now I remember Jiffy popcorn, and that was kind of a treat to have. And Jiffy corn muffin mix, I remember that, but never Jiffy peanut butter. Okay, so that's one that's a lot of people have that I don't. And like I said, with the HIPAA, whereas I always remember it being HIPPA, my wife, who worked at the healthcare department, was what are you talking about? Oh, I'm only seeing it on here. God damn it. What the hell? I'm gonna have to do something different here tonight. Hang on. I'm gonna stop that screen. I gotta Jesus. Present, share screen. I don't want that. I do want this. And what do I want? These. There it is. Sorry. God, I don't know what's going on here with this shit. Anyways, that's the Jiffy. And it looks like an old label, but I never remembered this being called that. I always remembered it called this Jif. Choosing mothers choose Jif. There's the Jiffy corn muffin mix, but that's not, no, I'm not confusing that at all. And like I said, I remember Jiffy popcorn. Look at that, 69 cents. Oh my God. Another one people are noticing is the Kit Kat. One has the hyphen, the other doesn't have the hyphen. Oh, another like an instance where a letter has been removed and it seems to be a T, again with a T. Okay. And that's where it says that Moses came down from the mountain with tablets made of stone. And now they're tables. So the T is missing, but the S remains to keep it being plural. That's what I find interesting. The T in Charles Schultz, the author of the Peanuts cartoons, no longer there. And where did I find that they may have placed it? Somewhere. I don't know. Like see, that's the thing. You got it. There's so much of this shit that it just hurts your brain some of the time when you're just sitting there going, well, what was that other one? King Tut's another one. Okay. All right. So people remember King Tut. Oh, with the looking like this, right? With the cobra sticking out of his forehead, right? Well, apparently there's a cobra and a bird sticking out now. Let me see. Yeah. There's a lot of residue of the cobra. Oh, that's kind of a shitty one. Let me see if I can find it. What, did we flip-flop on this one now? Because this one here. Come on. You can do it. It has the 2. I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, I think we're stuck in peanut butter. That's what happened over here. Oh, and then of course everybody. Here's another one too. The new is Deville, which makes it be devil, whereas here it was Deville with an E. I think you just can't make this up. Oh, what did they change? Tony the Tiger's nose is blue. This is the one that gets me right here because I know for a fact that this was in here. This cornucopia right here. Okay. Now apparently it's always been like this. But I remember noticing on a tag that this was missing before I knew this was a Mandela effect. And I took it as to be that they just changed the logo. You know, which they didn't, as we look and find out, they didn't change that. These are just now here. This is like residue right here because if you see, here it is listed. Jiffy peanut butter is on sale apparently at this store. Let's see. There you go, peanut butter, Jiffy peanut butter, Jiffy peanut butter. Yeah. So I don't know. Anybody got anything to say about that? No. Y'all scared, ain't you? Y'all scared. That's what it is. I can tell. For your lack of participation, your lack of engagement. But the thing that gets me is you bring up some of these things to people and they say, oh, no, I remember this. Yeah, I remember that was like that. And, oh, they changed it. No, they never changed it. And then you tell them something that profound. And once you finally get through and you say, dude, this is something that's happening, as we speak. It's not like somebody reprinting this or a company is rebranding something or anything like that. It's not like that. Okay. This is actually happening to Bibles on people's shelves, movies that people have had in their collections for years. And they go, oh, wow. And that's it. Not like, well, how in the fuck could that be happening? How is that happening? It's just like, oh, wow. Huh. And it's like, does the magnitude of this like just go by you? I mean, how do you not? That's your reaction. Just like, dude, there's a giant spider the size of a fucking Volkswagen out on the porch. Huh? How about that? That's why I feel like half the time I'm living in a fucking dream or some shit, Like, is this even real, man? I mean, am I going to wake up and go, holy shit, man, I just had the craziest goddamn dream ever? Or I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, I was kind of not Jiffy. Yeah, I don't remember Jiffy either. Yeah, mine says Jiff too. They say they see it and then they take the download. Yeah. I don't know. Usually, if you can hit them with something that they have a heavy duty anchor with, and that's why I love to use, like a lot of times using the mirror on the wall reference or the opening of The Wonderful World of Disney. Some of those that people absolutely for sure, without a doubt, remember without any, oh yeah, I grew up, I watched that every Sunday. We looked forward to it, And there it changed, you see? And it makes me wonder how many things have changed that we've all taken the download on, Because if there's stuff like this that many of us are noticing, Others go ahead and take the download on it, but there's those of us that stand here going steadfast saying, no, that's not true. That's not possible. That means that there's probably a shitload of things that have changed in our reality that slipped right by us, and we are none the wiser, and we all remember it the new way as being the old way. You know, they might have a lot to explain why this world is at such a fucked up situation that it's in now. It's part of the reason. The other part of it is everybody's playing into it. Yeah, it does. It does. You're right, Renee. You're right. That one does resonate. So who else have we got going on in here? Nobody's over on the Rumble side, but I'm grateful to see that I have the other side running like that, like I should. Now I know how to do it. We can do this in the future. I think my restriction comes off my other channel tomorrow or tomorrow night. I don't know. I'll have to look. Don't really give a shit. Because like I said, I want to build things up over on the other. Yeah. This is a perfect example of this. This is one right here. This is one. Look at that. Okay. Now, this over here on the left is what I remember. This over here on the right is what it is now. And that's just insane. I'm going to download that. That's just insane. Because that's how I remember it. Let me see here. What else do we got? Yeah, because I swear to God, that's the way it's supposed to be right there. And Cuba's monstrous. Let me see. Can I pull that up? Let me see. I think I can. I think then I can blow it up. Let's see. Let me see if that works. Is that working? Yes. Cool. Cool. There we go. Oh, I can't get it that big. But look at the size of Cuba. Look at that. It's bigger than Florida. Wish that was a higher resolution map. That sucks. So anyway, Sav's going to smoke a little bowl here. That's what I'm going to do. Now that we know how. So if anybody wants to go over onto the other thing, I'm about done here. I wanted to test this out and see if I had the ability to have both of those going at the same time, and it appears that I do. And that's what we wanted to check it out. I was hoping to get somebody else on here, or at least over to the Rumble side, so that we could go and discuss some stuff and say some naughty shit and not have to worry about it. Maybe I will. I'm going to put the link in the description right now. And if anybody wants to come over there and join me, that would be awesome. Because I'm going to talk about some stuff that you would get kicked off of YouTube for. So it's over here. It's also in the description. You probably have to copy and paste it because for some reason they want me to verify myself before making links. I don't know why, but that's the way we're going to do it. All my friends over here on YouTube, get on over to Rumble. I just put the link in the description. And you can subscribe to me over there. And with that being said, we're going to tell YouTube to fuck off out of here. So y'all have a great night.